Welcome everybody to this webinar. I am super excited to have Maddie on board with us today. She has been so great. We've been working with her in IDS for a lot of years now, like
time has flown, but yeah.
And her organization is amazing. So like we have really loved her association. They work so hard to help interior designers grow their business. They're just fantastic. So thank you everybody for joining us. And thanks Debbie for joining us from NKBA. So thank you for joining us. I was just at one of your events with Sherry last night. So associations are amazing and they are like a fantastic way for you to, learn and connect and, just get involved in your industry. So we'll get started right now. And this webinar is on the benefits of being in an association with Maddie Landers from IDS. So I'm so excited to have her here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Debra. We have really enjoyed working with you guys over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been so fun. So just some housekeeping. If you have a question during the presentation, type them into the chat and we'll be answering them at the end of the presentation during the Q&A. We also have Taylor on board here, our assistant, and she can help you if you're having any technical issues, or she might answer you if you write something in the chat. So if you're wanting to know a little bit about us, we're home designer marketing. We're interior designers. We help you get found online, win your dream clients, and streamline your processes. We absolutely, completely transform your business online and give you even more clarity of what you're offering. We guide your business to success with branding, websites, marketing, local SEO, and help you improve your processes. Just to give you a little taste of how we transform brands online, this is one of our clients, Holly. This is her website before. So as you can see, if you came to this website before, it kind of looks like she's doing it as a hobby. She's not that professional. Here is her after. So just think about when somebody finds a business online, just like you're looking for a restaurant, how are you being perceived? Is it looking like you're doing it as a hobby? Are you looking professional? Absolutely, somebody's going to trust you more, pay you more, hire you versus somebody else if you're looking more professional online. Here we have Maddie, and again, I'm so excited to have Maddie Landers from IDS here, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Yeah, so thank you again, Debra. So I am with IDS. I work at the national headquarters for the Interior Design Society. My role is marketing and communications manager. I have been here about 4 years, and prior to that, I was actually an intern at IDS. So I've been around for a little while here, and my role at IDS is really to manage all of our marketing programs. So that varies. Lots of hats we wear over here. But in addition to that, I help to plan our national events and special events throughout the year. So that could include like our national conference or events at different markets, special offerings for our members, that sort of thing. So yeah, the Interior Design Society is based in High Point, North Carolina. So that is where I am today. But I'm looking forward to talking to you all about just what we offer and what associations can bring for interior designers.
Great, thank you. Today's agenda is the benefits of being in an association. And I was really excited to have Maddie here to talk about this because we've been really involved in a mastermind group for the last 8 years, and we have learned so much because of that mastermind group. And we have been really involved with IDS and also in KBA. And a lot of our clients are in those groups, and there is just such like great benefits in being involved in associations. So let's start off with just describing what type of members, like you have an IDS, who would be a good fit?
So our organization is primarily for residential interior designers. So we focus on residential design. And so if you are a designer practicing in any capacity, we welcome you. We also have membership levels for students studying interior design, as well as industry partners. So we do connect designers with industry partners and national sponsors. So Debra and Home Designer Marketing is a national sponsor of ours, but we work with a lot of local industry partners as well. So like a local furniture retailer or a local tile showroom, things like that. And so really, if you are involved in the industry in some type of way, we have a membership type and a place for you to join, but we do focus on residential interior design.
Yep. And even though you are like back east, you do have a virtual like a group, so you can get involved and join that way.
Yes, exactly. We have 20 local chapters across the country, and that's growing. We are opening a couple more this year. So if you don't have a local chapter near you, you can absolutely be a part of the virtual chapter. That has actually been around long before COVID. And so it is a great way to connect and educate yourself. We host about 2 meetings a month that are accessible to all of our members.
So let's talk about associations and education. I think that this is this is probably one of the most important reasons to be, well, I don't know, there's so many great benefits of being in an association, but
I'd agree, this is one of the best.
Yeah, like learning. You just as a business, I know even just for running my business, the other marketing agencies or website agencies that I've seen over the years that I know that just stay stagnant versus the ones that are educating themselves and learning constantly and growing. There's just a huge difference in the value that they can offer their clients and in how they grow and how they can keep up with, the changes in the industry. So what type of educational events are put on by IDS, like industry partners?
Sure. So yeah, I totally agree. Education is so important. And that is something that we offer a lot of. And our educational events are, some of them are put on by local industry partners. Some are put on by some of our national partners, larger partners. And some are put on by more so like business-minded experts. And so the educational events can range everywhere from technical skills on how to source window treatments and what the best way to incorporate window treatments into your practices. It can go towards, here's some digital marketing tips and tools. And I know Debra has done several educational webinars for us on that. All kinds of stuff. We try to offer a lot of business building education. So, interior designers, most of them, they've got the design down, great interior designers, but where we find a lot of designers struggle is how to run their businesses because it's such a big thing to take on. And so we do a lot of business building content, how to work with clients, how to manage a team, how to, what you should put in your contracts, all of that type of thing. So that's really important to IDS. And I know that, associations in general, it's education is at the forefront of everything we do.
Yeah, I think that to me, that is really important. And as a company, that is one of our biggest missions. And it's not even just educating people in marketing, but taking our knowledge and helping people, in multiple ways. I like to think about your business in 4 different buckets. So sales, marketing, operations, and finances. So if you look at those 4 different buckets, you need running a business, you need all 4 of those buckets to be working. Even though we're a marketing agency, if I was just helping you with marketing and nothing else, and you weren't growing in other ways, then, let's say your sales are great, your marketing's great, but you're not delivering, and your operations, you're not keeping up with the industry, you're not going to grow. You need all 4 of those buckets. So I love that, associations have industry partners that are in all 4 of those buckets, not just one bucket. And you can learn, so much about how to run your business. Anyways, I'm just such a huge fan. So what webinar topics are most attended by your members? I'm curious about this, especially with all 4 of those buckets. What are people interested in?
That's a great question, Deborah. One thing would be any kind of trend reporting that we offer. People always have a lot of interest in that because, that's something that's always changing. And so we do try to bring trend reporting education to our members. That's really popular. And other than that, like I said, the business building tools and specifically digital marketing is so popular among our members. And we had a webinar about a month ago all about Instagram. All kinds of things about Instagram, what's changed lately, what you need to be aware of, what you need to be doing on Instagram. That was one of our most popular topics to this day. And so we take that feedback and try to do more, around the same.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I know, just being in marketing for so many years, things are always changing. Even for us, we're constantly doing a ton of education nonstop, whether it's learning from other people, in our mastermind group or associations, or, just constantly learning. But I would be interested in, so what type of trends do you see that people need to, that they're interested in keeping up with, or that they should be keeping up with?
Yeah, great question. So one in particular is any kind of color trends. So there's a speaker, she's pretty well known. Her name is Maddie Carpenter. She is a color and trend expert, and we bring her in frequently to report on what she's seeing globally. She travels all around. She's an ambassador for Maison Objet, the show in Paris. And so she has a really good pulse on what are the trending colors. And so that is always super popular. And other than that, trends in new technology, new home technology, cutting edge appliances. I know we have NKBA on today, so we've worked with NKBA recently for KBiz show. We did a tour for our members there, and so we focused a lot on the new incoming appliances and just kitchen tools and technology. It's crazy how many things are offered these days. So
I think that is great. I know that last night I actually went to an NKBA like in-person event on tiles and grout.
Right.
Excuse me. And like they were teaching so many things that, you know, were great information. Excuse me.
I was just saying my allergies are out of control. But yes, so many great technical skills. And I find that interior designers just soak up all of that information. So we have really enjoyed working more in the kitchen and bath space and trying to bring our designers into that world. And, you know, we had a webinar all about kitchen and bath design actually, and how that can be a great part of your business, especially during the pandemic when everything is delayed, you know, product delays. Maybe expand your offerings into kitchen and bath. Oh, in-person events. Okay, so we've talked a lot about virtual content, but IDS offers a lot of in-person events, and we're getting back to that. You know, after COVID, we're really restarting all of those in-person events, and that I think is what makes an association really special, is the ability to connect with others and network in person. It's really not replicable on a webinar. So we have coming up, one of the biggest things we have coming up is our national conference. And so that is a yearly event, and it changes locations. So this year it is in Chicago, August 4th through the 6th. And so that is a very popular in-person event that we offer. And it encompasses education, networking, all kinds of fun experiential activities. For example, we're doing an architectural boat tour. We'll have our Designer of the Year Awards Gala as part of that. Really great speakers and some touring of the Merchandise Mart in Chicago. So that is what is on the forefront. But in addition to that large national event, our local chapters, most of them have monthly in-person meetings where it's educational, and it's also networking. It's so valuable, and that's something that I know our members really missed during COVID. So they're very excited that those in-person events are back. So CEU credits. We were talking about this before we started, and we do offer CEU credits for many of our events. A lot of in-person events are CEU credited, and at our national conference, at least 6 or maybe 8 of those educational sessions will be CEU credited. So that's a great way to get those credits in. Deborah, I know that you have CEU credits available as well.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We just got our webinars approved by NKBA for CEU credit. So I'm so excited about that. And so far, I think we have maybe 4 approved, and then we have like 25 on the list.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. And thank you for NKBA for like doing that with us.
And you know what I have found lately is that there is more opportunity for CEU than ever before, because there's so many digital opportunities, webinar opportunities. So it's so easy to get those CEU credits these days, which is, it's convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you a little backstory about how our webinar started. Is in our mastermind group, sorry for my voice, in our mastermind group that we've been in for the last 8 years, we do training like weekly for like the last 8 years. We learn so much information. And when COVID hit, we were really seeing that a lot of people were really struggling. And so I came up with the idea, since we've always, like, educating has been something that we're super passionate about. So all the things that we had been learning in our mastermind group that we've implemented for our own business, I decided to start doing webinars or writing webinars on that content in those 4 different buckets. So, you know, we have like 25 different webinars written, and those are the ones that we just got the credit for. But, you know, there's so many different people that you can learn from. And like we were talking about the industry partners, or even learning from other like people that,
Absolutely.
you know, like your other interior designers, like getting to know them and sharing and learning from them. Or sometimes they'll even put on webinars, you know, and share their success and how they did it.
Absolutely. And, you know, something that I hear a lot of our members in our chapter say is community over competition. And that is so important to our members, because you really, really are better together. And so there's no point, there's enough work to go around for all.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's no point in keeping to yourself. You know, there's so much you can gain from creating those personal relationships.
Yeah, I love, thank you, Taylor, for answering that. The 4 different buckets is sales, marketing, finances, and operations. Yes, having a growth mindset. I know that we talk to interior designers all the time, especially when they go through our strategy process. And it's amazing how different, you know, all the different designers are. And I always think of like, what is your superpower? That's what I'm always asking people, like, what are you really, really good at that other people aren't, you know? And even if you're in the same location, most of the time they're actually really different. And one client that might be a good fit for you might not be a good fit for somebody else, or maybe they're not a good fit for you, but they are a better fit for somebody else. And there's plenty of people that need help, you know, so
yes.
Even in this space, like even for us, like we're a marketing agency, there's no way we could help everybody, right?
Yeah, you would work yourself silly. I mean,
like you couldn't even do it. Like it's not even possible. So having that growth mindset, learning from others is so important. So let's talk about associations and networking. So what type of networking opportunities with other members does IDS offer?
Yeah, so I know we've touched on this a little bit already, but we have so many different events that we offer throughout the year. And so first of all, you know, there's lots of networking opportunities at a local chapter meeting, those monthly local chapter meetings. But other than that, we offer all kinds of trips and opportunities for our members. So our conference in August, lots of networking will happen there. We offer a trip to Paris every year to Maison Objet. And so that will include lots of networking. We host different events at the market. So we have a presence at most of the major markets, High Point Market especially, since that's where our headquarters is. And so we're always hosting events there. And I know at the recent High Point Market that just wrapped up, we had 2 or 3 different cocktail party networking events that were super well attended, and people just love seeing their IDS friends that they haven't seen and who knows how long, and catching up and meeting new people and just expanding your network. So we offer a lot of that throughout the year.
Yeah, that's so fun. And I can't believe like your Paris trip, like doing things like that. I would love to go on a trip like that and really get to know people.
You should totally come. We're going to be releasing the signups will go out tomorrow. So stay tuned.
Yeah, so much fun. So, and I know that before COVID, we would go to Denver to our mastermind event like twice a year. And the conversations that you have and the like when you're in a community like that, the things that you learn and the conversations and the relationships you build are just so different than, anything else. Like, you really build those relationships, and they're just so important. In fact, out of everything that I do in my whole life, like, that is the one thing that, like, is really special to me.
Wow.
Is
That's
those
awesome.
relationships and that community of meeting
Yes.
people in person. So if you're not doing anything like that, really think about how, because it's different than other friends where they're not doing the same thing. They're not on the same journey. Like, sharing, being in a community where you're all sharing that journey, and you can watch, like, I've been watching these other agencies grow for so many years, and it's so exciting to see that and watch their
Yeah.
transformations and, share during that. Like, we have another agency that is doing marketing for architects, right? Which architects work a lot with interior designers. So we've been, chatting, and he's been sending clients our way, and, you could be doing some of that kind of stuff. So, and I know that, like, all of our clients, like, so many of them are in IDS, and they're also in the National Kitchen and Bath Association. A lot of them are in both.
Yes.
So what type of awards? I think I skipped one. How can being a member and having awards build trust with new prospects? This is so good.
Yes. Yes. So having an affiliation with a professional association does give you some clout and some trustworthiness, because you have to be qualified in some way to join that association. And so it's a great thing to show your clients that you are working hard at making your business the best it can be. And so that really can help you gain trust with potential clients. And awards is another way of doing that. If a potential client sees that you have won a national design award or even a local award, that is really impressive. And so obviously, I don't have to say it, you all know that will set you apart from other interior designers, being able to present that recognition.
Yeah, it absolutely makes a difference. I mean, one of the things that we do with clients when we're working with them and going through strategy is, like, have they won any awards? Because we're looking for proof points. We call them social proof points. So those points are like, are you in an association? Have you won awards? What experience do you have? Like, how can we set you apart? How can we position you as an authority? Like, all those things help position you as an authority in your industry. Especially think about, like, awards for things that are your superpower. So if your superpower is like kitchens and baths, or if it's like outdoor living, furniture, like, whatever it is, if you're winning awards in that space, that's even going to build more trust. So think about, like, if you specialize in a certain area, what awards could you apply for that would help build trust and position you as an authority for doing that one thing? What type of awards are offered by IDS?
Sure. So we have a national awards program called the Designer of the Year Awards, and it's annual. This is the 12th year of those awards, I believe. And so we recognize interior designers in over 30 categories, all in residential interior design. And so the categories range from bedrooms to home offices to kitchens to outdoor spaces. I mean, all kinds of spaces. You can find a category that fits your niche and what you were trying to promote as an interior designer. So we guarantee there will be a category for you. And that awards program is national. So it's a wonderful opportunity to win a national design award. And right now, applications are still open, actually. Submissions are open through May 1st. You do have to be an IDS member to apply for those. So that's the kicker. But it helps keep the awards program reputable, and it's a huge benefit to our members as well. So submissions are open for those through May 1st, and they are $100 each to apply, each submission. However, we do have some awards that are complimentary to apply to, and those are the impact awards. And so we love recognizing interior designers for any charity work that they are doing or any pro bono design work they've done. And so we have several different impact awards is what we call it. And so those are really wonderful to be able to promote as well, that you are a charitable person. People really like to see that.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't realize you have to be a member to apply, but that makes sense. Because
so
it's one of the
you can
big
join
benefits.
Today and apply tomorrow. You can absolutely do that. So.
Exactly. And how do you apply for award, and what what sets one application apart from another?
That's a great question, and one that we get a lot. So we do have an awards portal submission platform, I will say.
Yeah.
And you can find that on our website. And it's pretty easy to navigate. But what you should be thinking about in these awards applications is, first of all, professional photography is so important. I mean, you can submit iPhone photos, but it will not compete as well. And so the professional photography is important. Also, judges really like to see a before photo. It doesn't have to be a professionally taken before photo, but it is so valuable to see where the space has come from. That really can make a huge impact on the judges when they're reviewing these applications. And in addition, it's great to kind of tell a story and describe how you solved a challenge, how you fixed a problem for your client. Is there some kind of special request that your clients had? Maybe it was for, maybe a family with lots of young kids, or maybe a couple who is retiring soon and they want to have their forever home and want it to be universally designed. So yeah, tell a good story. That's so important.
Yeah, that's interesting, because like when we're writing content, we always put it into a framework. So the framework is really a story framework, right? And just think about, like, when you're writing any type of content, if I just started out writing the content saying, oh, I've been in business this long and I've won this many awards and blah, 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 all about me, right? Then that content is not going to be interesting. Like, it's just like if we were having a one-on-one conversation and I started talking like that, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I am done with her. I'm going to go talk to somebody else, right? Yes. It would be so self-centered and so boring. But if you think about writing your content and you start it out like you would have a conversation, like, asking somebody about, like, what was this project like? Or like, what problems were you having before,
right,
before the transformation? And like, what things were important? What things came up that were like problems when, because there's always different things that come up. I always think of interior designers as problem solvers, because there's like things that are going to come up. How were those like handled, navigated? And then, the end result, like what, or even like, what were they dreaming to have accomplished by this transformation? And then really, like after the transformation, how did they feel about it? What problems did it solve? And then talk about, your solution, and then the proof points, and then getting to know you. Like any type of content should be more in a story kind of framework.
And one more thing about the benefit to applying for these awards, and particularly for winning an award, is that you instantly have so much marketing content from winning that award. So much content. Photos from the actual awards gala and of you winning the award. Photos of your physical award that you get. You have the chance to be published in different publications. That's great to promote. The space itself, the photos of the space itself, and that you won this award. I mean, Debra, I'm sure you'd agree.
Yeah, I'm just like thinking of all the, like, our clients that win awards, like, we help them promote it. Even the story that you write to apply, like after you win, you can break up that story and use parts of it in social media as you're
IDS, we share all of the award winners every year. And we don't only share the award winners, we also pull content from those submissions that may have not won, that are still really impressive. And so we use that throughout the year for all of our marketing for the organization. And of course, we always credit the interior designer. So even if you don't win, you have a chance at getting some recognition from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you don't win, you can still use all that content to promote, like on your website or in social media. Absolutely. Associations and industry trade programs, because I know there's a lot of like industry, partners and everything that give special types of discounts to like members. So talk about that a little bit.
So first of all, in order to qualify for a trade program with most of these manufacturers, you do have to show proof that you are a member of an association in the industry. And so IDS membership will qualify you for those trade programs. So that's pretty straightforward. And I think that that's something that most people are aware of. But in addition to that, specific things that IDS members get as a part of their membership, we often offer discounts on things like business insurance for interior designers, software programs, different software programs that you can use. We're about to offer a contract template that our members can purchase at a very steep discount. So all kinds of things like that, and mostly business building tools is what we try to offer our members specifically.
Yeah, that's super valuable, because I know that a lot of the tools and everything are used, are created by other designers. So some things that, you might not have thought about. I know, having my business for so many years, for a lot of years, I wasn't connected to groups and everything. And the difference was that you don't know what you don't know. Like if you're just in your own little bubble doing your own thing, then you're not learning. You don't even know that there's another way to do it, or a better way, or something that you're missing, right? Where using
Debra's company, Home Designer Marketing, has offered discounts to our members several times before, really valuable promotions and discounts just for members.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know that Maddie and IDS have always been like interested in like, how can they help the interior designers the most? And if there is something that you need and they're not they don't have it, let them know, because maybe they
Yeah.
can figure out a way to like,
We are always willing
make
to
that.
take feedback and hear
Yeah.
from our members and from people in the industry. So yeah, please do let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know even for us, like, I love to hear feedback, like, what do you need? How can we help you? You know, same thing with IDS. So what type of industry trade programs do your members have access to? You
So I
might
think
have already answered that.
yeah, I jumped ahead a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. What other opportunities offered by IDS that you think are overlooked? Like what things do you think that people don't realize?
So we have already talked a lot about education, awards, recognition, discounts, all of that kind of stuff. But I think what people aren't always aware of are the leadership opportunities that you can take advantage of from being a part of IDS or any association. And being a leader for an organization, first of all, that can give you a little bit of clout also and set you apart and you know, increase your credibility. But also you get a lot out of that, and you learn at such a deeper level, and you work with people on a different level. And so we have all kinds of ways to get involved in those, and that, so like local chapter leadership, you can become a local chapter board member. You can get involved on an IDS national committee. And then we even have our IDS National Board of Directors. And so those leadership opportunities, I think, are overlooked, and you get so much out of it. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, that is really some, like, I'm glad you brought that up, because in our mastermind group, I was actually one of the mentors for a couple of years, and like a couple of things happened. One is, like, Ashley and I had to do a much deeper dive into, like, you know, what we were trying to teach people, right? You know, we had to really know our stuff, because we were teaching it, right? Or helping. And then, I don't know, we're just like, it is such a deeper level. You grow and you learn so much more by being in that leadership role.
You grow personally as well, not only in your business, but as a person.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that, because I know that, like, if I look at Ashley and I, even, you know, and just being in an association in general, whether you're a leader or not, I know if I looked at Ashley and I 8 years ago, before we started like our journey, and now, like, we are totally different. We have totally transformed. Like, it's, you know, not being in an association or, you know, a group where you're growing and you're stagnant versus, you know, growing, and it teaches you, like, to be better, not just in your work, but like you said, like, your whole self changes. Like it's just
Absolutely.
a full transformation. By, I was talking about this recently with somebody else, is like putting yourself out there and being in things like IDS or NKBA, or, you know, any type of like connection with other people. Sometimes it might be hard, like it might be hard to show up to an event when you don't know anybody, or uncomfortable kind of thing. But think about it a different way. It also gives you the opportunity to grow and be better and change.
Definitely. Yes.
So, you know, if you never put yourself out there, then you're not going to have, so the uncomfortable, like putting yourself out there, making yourself uncomfortable, is how you grow. Like, if you don't do it, you're just going to stay stagnant.
Yes. So take the leap and, you know, volunteer to hold a leadership position, or get involved that way, because it is so rewarding.
Yeah, Absolutely. So what sets IDS apart from other organizations? Like,
Yeah, I think there are lots of things that set us apart. And, we totally encourage our members to be a part of several organizations. It's not a one or the other
yeah,
type of thing. We
yeah,
all offer, different things. And so for IDS in particular, I've kind of hinted on this a lot today already, but we really do have a community, family oriented feel. I've met so many IDS members who have met their best friends from being a part of IDS, which is really incredible to me. And so we're such a welcoming organization, and people genuinely want to create relationships with you. And it's not catty, it's just super welcoming. Aside from that, we have been around actually since 1973. So we're an established organization with a lot of roots. And so next year we'll
wow.
celebrate 50 years of being an organization.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So that I think really sets us apart also from different groups. And that's thanks, Debbie, for the congrats. We'll celebrate big time next year. So keep an eye out for all of the parties.
Oh,
Um,
that's so good.
yeah. So we do what we do, we've been doing for 50 years. And so I know there are a lot of smaller groups to be a part of, and those are so important too, like the mastermind groups and the coaching groups and those things. But it's totally different benefits than being a part of an established organization.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I like your idea of like kind of having a growth mindset where you can learn, you can be in multiple like associations. Like,
Yes.
for
And
us, we're in our mastermind group, we're in IDS, we're in a NKBA, and we're like try to be really involved in all three of those.
yes. And NKBA is celebrating 60 years this year. That's awesome.
Oh my
Congrats.
gosh, that is so good. I think my business is at 33. So
Okay.
it
Wow.
has changed like so much. I started off on a drawing board, pen and ink. So that was like so different.
And now you're writing code for websites.
Yeah, so different. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. I really appreciate it. It's been a great conversation with Maddie. Again, I'm from Home Designer Marketing. We do offer a free brand website and SEO audit. It's really insightful. I spend probably a half an hour putting it all together and then a half an hour meeting with you, like really doing a deep dive into, how are you being perceived online? What is your SEO like? It is really valuable. We don't charge anything for it, just trying to help give you insight on why you're not showing up or why you're not getting the clients you want.
I
There's a
know that.
link.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
Deborah, to
you're
interrupt.
good.
I know that so many IDS members have used home designer marketing services and have just had amazing results. So like Holly, the example at the beginning of the presentation, she's an IDS member, and I know honestly probably dozens of others, and it's so worth it.
Yeah, we're having so much fun. So Ashley and I are both designers. I'm also an illustrator, and we're just loving transforming you guys and like making you being perceived online like you should be, and helping you show up online. It's just super fun to watch that transformation. And what we find is too, when they go through our strategy process and like we uncover what their superpower is and what their story is, and then we tell that online, they become a lot more clear into like how to communicate that even verbally in their sales process, because so, and then Maddie here from IDS, if you're interested in signing up or learning more, then go to interiordesignsociety.org/designers, and there's some information there about being a member. Do you want to add anything to that, Maddie?
I'll just say we have a ton of resources and content on our social media and on our website. So I encourage you to visit that so you can get a fuller picture of what we offer. But that's it. So thank you, Debra.
Yeah, and we have a Q&A here if anybody has any comments.
Question about, okay, does IDS have any discounts for membership? Thank you, everyone. We occasionally will offer a discount on membership. It's usually, we waive the joining fee for new members here and there, but usually it's like a flash surprise. So I don't know when the next one will be. So you can keep an eye out for that. But other than that, we don't usually discount the membership. Sometimes we have extra benefits of joining during a certain time period. But I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Really appreciate it. We always love helping you. Let us know, either Maddie or I, if there's something you're looking for and you need help on, and you know, and you don't know where to go. Yeah, we're happy to help out, and get involved in some type of, associations, multiple associations, get connected with people and grow personally and with your business, like both. I feel like that they both happen. They
hand in hand.
Yeah, like one doesn't happen without the other one happening. So
true.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, everyone.